First thing I want you to do is set a password. So it can be any password you want. You'll have to put it in twice, but choose a password. This is the one that you'll also use to start the car. Fantastic. So, and then what I'm going to do, turn on start the vehicle with password, put that one in for me again. And then what you've got, so if you now put your foot on the brake for me, it now should prompt you to start and putting the card there again. But if you just press password, put in your password, the car will start. You can see all the lights pop up. You can sort of hear it a little bit, and you'll just know because it says ready down there, and that means the car's on, ready, good to go. So personally, I think it's a much easier way of doing it, but it's up to you whether you'd rather use the card. I'll leave that up to you. But you'll always have the option now. As soon as you put your foot on the brake, that will pop up and prompt you. You can just press start password. So the other thing I want you to do, if you could open your phone for me and go back to the app. So this is on just for you if you need it.
Yeah.
It's on settings, and then all the way down to here, system. Scroll down, owner authentication. It'll pop up with the QR code. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you press scan that on the app, that should do it pretty quickly. There you go, and then add. So that's your car added. Simple as. So what I'd like to do, if I take your phone and change a few settings in here, so because you'll probably want it in miles and not kilometers. So for you, because it will always come on kilometers, if you go to personal center, settings, unit switching, you can change that to miles.
Okay.
Yeah. And then if we go back here, I may need to just set something on here. Joey showed me where I did this last time, and I cannot remember for the life of me. Privacy policies in this one. Data sharing. There you go. So you may need to do this, right? Because sometimes it doesn't come preset.
Yeah.
That's same system, general up here, down to the bottom, privacy permission management, and just turn data sharing on. Yeah.
Okay.
Microphone authorization you'll want, so you can use your voice control. That's on. So basically just make sure all of these are on, and then you're good to go. So now if I close that and go back onto it, I'm hoping, yeah, there you go. So that's activated. Next step. So basically what you want to do is just go through all of these. So go to settings and allow it to have your location and stuff like that. And it'll allow permission again, and then complete. And once that's completed, that should be good. So this also has now your Bluetooth key. So when it notices your phone's going away from the car, it will lock the car for you. So you don't even necessarily need to use the app. Okay. But what you've then got on the app, you've got your lock and unlock features. You've got your boot feature and your windows. And if you swipe, what I'll do is I'll add more on here. So I'll add your sunshade and your preconditioning, your honk. So you probably won't use them as much, like your honk you probably won't use too often, but the option is there. The reason I had the preheating is because either you can press on that one there, okay, once the car's obviously off, or you can go into it. You can turn on your heated seats, your heated steering wheel from your phone. You can put fast cooling, fast heating, windshield, change the temperature, everything you can do in here. But it's quite useful because it just means that you can get into a nice warm car. It tells you the internal temperature now is 23 degrees as well. The other things you can see on the app is the last known location of the car, and also you can view your energy consumption. So this will have graphs and pie charts and a load of stuff on here. How you're driving, it will split between what is using your electricity, i.e. your AC, or your driving or other elements and stuff like that. There's quite a lot of good stuff on here. Also, the other thing I want to show you is how you share basically you can share the car. So you can basically say to Adrian, for example, you can use my car for the next 24 hours. I give you permission via the app. It will then send a notification to his phone on his app saying Christine shared access to their vehicle. Would you like to accept? And they can accept. Now to do that, you go to my vehicle, click on your vehicle, and then see here it says shared member. What you do is you go into there, press add shared member, put your password in, and then the email address of that person. Now that email address needs to be the same email that they've used to make the Leap account. But once you've done that, you can choose how long you want it for, i.e. indefinitely, 24 hours, an hour, whatever it might be. And then like I said, you just get a notification on his phone popping up literally saying Christine is sharing their vehicle with you, would you like to accept? Yeah. That you might not remember, so if you do need it, just give me a call. Okay. but it's quite useful to know if you need to. So the app is set up, that's as simple as it is. You can leave your phone on there, that's a wireless charger as well, so you can use it if you want to. Now, in terms of going through everything on here, do you want me to just give you a rundown of everything, or do you want me to go through specific things?
Just a rundown of everything,
Yeah,
I suppose,
that's
if you don't mind.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me. So let's start with, so wireless charger there, as you know, that's fine. I'll go left to right. So that's your volume setting. So if you actually click into it, it's going to open up your specific things. So how loud you want your navigation or your media or whatever it might be. You can obviously just change the volume using that one going up and down, but that will just change the media volume unless you're, let's say the navigation was giving you an instruction and then you turned it up, it would turn up the one for your navigation. But if nothing's going on other than your music, it will just turn your music up. All right. This one here is for your seating settings, so both your heated and cooled seats for the driver and passenger. Either you can press on there, or you can press it on either of these two if you wanted to, or you can turn them all off by pressing that. You do also have the setting on, so the seat goes back when you open the door. It automatically heats as well when the car's really, when it's really cold, and then does the opposite when, where's it gone? Also ventilation, so when it's really hot outside, it will automatically cool the seats for you, so it's nice and cool when you get in. You can also change the seating position on here as well if you want to. So I'm the passenger, so I can move it. You don't have to use that. Frankly, that's probably a little bit more complicated than just using the seat functions, but the option's there if you want to. All right. That one there just changes between your recirculation of air and bringing air in from the outside. All right. And then your rear demister and your front demister. That one there will take you into your heating settings. So you can change to the centimetre where you want the air going, or you can choose from any of the presets on here. So indirect, direct to your face, air sweep. Your directions then down here, and your fan speed is just here. So you can turn it up and down. But you can choose it rather to ventilation, to heating, depending on what you prefer. Now, on the right hand side is where you've actually got your temperature, and same on your left hand side. They're synced, I believe, at the moment. So if you use that one, they should just change. No, the other one, now they're synced, yeah, that's fine. Now if you're doing that, well, imagine if you use the left hand side, they'll desync. So if you want to keep them synced, just use the right hand side, yeah? That makes sense? Fantastic. If you then go into there, that's pretty much the same thing, but you can also change it so you can have that just on and off rather than going into the same, rather than opening up the whole thing if you want to. Your 360 camera is really, really useful. Something that I only figured out after a while. You change this screen by touching either front, side, back, or whatever of that picture. If you then press on the 3D, that's how you get your 3D image up of the car. So that works with your wing mirrors, the front camera, the back camera, and populates the image. You can still go to that if you want and change the direction. And then also on here, you've got your wheel cameras as well. So you've got all four there, okay? The next one is your music. Now, what are you going to want to be listening to? Is it music through your phone or radio?
Probably radio.
That's fine. Okay, so what we'll do, so your radio, see these four buttons here, because we can come back to this anyway. This opens up some other things. You can fully customize what you want here, and you can also customize what's on the bottom bar here, and I'll go through how to do that if you want to. But otherwise, your radio is just this one here. That'll then open up FM or DAB, and then you can choose between whatever you want, and there's loads of stuff on there. If you then want to preset anything, you go onto it and then press the heart, and then if you press there, it will load up your list of presets. All right. I don't know what that sound is. It does not sound like Capital East Midlands. That sounds like Capital East Midlands. There we go. There you go. I'll just turn that down. But yeah, that's easy enough to navigate. You can choose what you want. Like I said, you'll set presets and probably just listen to those. Now, your navigation's really nice and easy to use. It's all done by Leap's own OS, but it shows you live traffic updates, speed cameras, everything like that. All you've got to do is press the search button in there, put in your address or postcode, whatever you want, a point of interest, and it will pop up. So what's your home postcode?
LE12.
Yeah.
9DS.
It's LE, not ME,
Oh,
sorry.
That's all right. Fairway Road, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. So if you then press on direction, it will show you a few different routes. It will show you how much battery you're going to have left, the miles, everything like that. If you just press go, it will choose what it believes to be the most efficient. So you've also got on here, if you then click on that one again, it will give you an overview of your route. You've also got this one here, which is quite useful because that'll show you all your close chargers. It also shows you how many are free, and also if you actually go into them, I believe it still shows you, at least some of them shows you the price basically, which I wouldn't mind showing you. Yeah, there you go. If you click into it, 72p kilowatt, 72, 54, everything like that, but it shows you which ones are free as well. So 1 out of 2 are free. You probably won't use it too much unless you're doing a long distance drive, but all you got to remember is just that little charging button there, and you'll be able to find it. All right. You have also got that mirrored onto the screen in front of you. You don't have to have that there, but a lot of people like it there because it's just another way you can look at it. All right. Now, settings is where it gets a little bit more complicated because, again, there's a million things you can do. Your automatic lights are on, and I'll put your automatic high beam on. That means you don't have to touch the lights at all. If I also switch this to here, which is just this stalk, you can see a little demonstration here, that's now on auto. I'm not going to put the don't remind on yet because it might be useful for you to see the pop up over the next few weeks as you're getting used to it. But now you don't have to touch your lights or your wipers. All right? It will do everything for you. Exactly, which is probably what you want. Interior, which is this tab up here, you can change the brightness of your ambient lighting, you can turn them on, off, or auto. You can choose the color, whether it's flashing, it's one color, no right answer, no wrong answer, it's whatever you prefer, and you can choose whichever one you want. So, and on this one, you can change a lot of things. So one, you can do all your window adjustment from here. Again, it's one of those things that you're probably not going to use because you've got the buttons there, and you don't necessarily need to go into here, but you can put fully open, fully closed, everything like that. And you can go to passenger side as well if you want to. The one that you will use on this more is that you've got the tailgate on here, but the easier way to do that is if you just swipe from the top, you've got the button here. When that stops, there you go, tailgate, and if you press it again, there you go, it goes down for you. So that's probably the easiest way for you. But you can also change on here the tailgate height, so if you've got a low garage or something like that, you can change it so it doesn't go all the way up. And also on here, so this is how you change your wing mirrors. All right, so you have to go into a setting to do them, and it's just rear view mirror. So when you're on this screen, it will then use these to change them. So if they're all right as they are, fine, you don't need to change anything. But if you need to move them, we can go through that.
So just if I wanted to put that one down slightly.
So what you do, you go onto here and move that down.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah?
That's it, yeah.
Does that feel all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool,
Yeah.
that's fine. And what I'll do, I'll turn on the rear view mirror adjustment in reverse. When you put it into reverse, they fold down. You can see the lines a little bit easier. All right. And then this one here as well, you can change basically what this button does. I would leave it as this. There isn't a million things you can do, but you won't use it to open windows or do your rear view mirror heating or adjust your passenger seat, frankly. So you may as well leave it on the rear view mirror. If you then press that in, it will fold the mirrors in manually. The only time you're ever going to use it if you're in a really tight space, but again, the option's there if you want to. Charging settings. Now, what I would do personally, I'd put it on dynamic range rather than standard range and leave it there. That tells you actually what you're going to get out of the car rather than what you should be able to get. So it's a much better way of looking at it. And also on here, you've got your deferred charging. So this is if you want it to start charging at midnight and stop at 6 AM, for example, if you get the cheaper rate overnight. All you've got to do is click onto it, choose your start time and end time, repeat every day or every Tuesday, whatever you want, and then put yes, ignore the charge limit priority, and then you turn the schedule on. Yeah, and then it will do it on all of those days, at all those times, as provided obviously it's plugged in. If it's not plugged in, it won't do anything. You also have the vehicle to load function, which basically means you can buy adapters. The only time you'd ever use it, if you went camping and you need to charge something, like a mini fridge or an e-bike or something like that, you can plug them actually into your charge point and charge stuff like that. You don't see it very often, but again, the option's there. Driving, so you've got Eco, Comfort, Sport and Custom. If you double tap on Custom, you can change individually what each one does. It will always start on Eco, but if you ever want to change them, either you can go into there or swipe down from the top, and you've got the options here as well. All right. And there's a load of stuff on here. So auto hold I would keep on. One pedal mode and creep mode are sort of up to you. One pedal mode I personally don't like, but some people do. That basically means that when you take your foot off the accelerator, the car will come to a complete stop. So you don't really have to use your brakes as much. But I don't like it because it feels quite unnatural. So, but if you want to experiment with it, you're more than welcome. You may as well leave hill descent control on and comfortable stop on. And then we'll put wiper sensitivity to standard and speed to medium. And then what you can do, so this button here, which is that button, what I would recommend is a single click I'd have on medium mute and a double click I'd have on the 360. So if you press it one, it'll pause, well, not pause your music, but mute it obviously. But it means that if you're getting close in a parking space, you can double tap it and it'll open up your camera straight away. And then again, you can choose your front, back, sides, everything like that. And obviously when you go into reverse and stuff, it will automatically put up your cameras, but it wouldn't show you your front one unless you're asking for it. Or if you're parking in forwards, it might not show you because it doesn't know you're reversing. So what I'd recommend is just pressing that twice and it'll open up for you. Yeah. On ADAS, this is all your safety systems. So your lane keep, lane centering control, stop start, which isn't a thing on here, but that's what you'd find in here. There's a load of stuff in here. They are a lot better than obviously they were when they started. I think when you drove it, they were all sort of fixed by then from memory.
Yes, it will.
But what I would do is I'd still change these. I'd put your front collision warning on low, and I'd put your lane departure warning on warning and low as well. So they're the least invasive they can be. Obviously you can turn them off completely, but then when you restart the car, they'll turn back on. And unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. But I'd leave it as they are, see how you get on with it, and then if you do have any issues with it or feel like you still don't want to use them, you can just toggle them on and off. Sound, I would leave all those as they are, but I would put your sound on dynamic. It just makes it sound a little bit nicer. The only thing you might actually want to change on here is like your door lock chimes. So when you open the door, it will turn like your indicator on, and when you lock the car, it will beep, that sort of stuff. It's up to you what you want on or not. There's no right or wrong answer again. I'll leave it standard for now, but if you want to change anything or if you want me to change something for you, just let me know, all right? And then LeapMotor Assistant, I will turn that on, all right, and then turn that off. So you can, I'm not going to say those words, but you can say that, or you can press the button on your steering wheel. You can ask it to move your seat forward, close the sunshades, navigate, call people, change the music, a lot of things basically. It uses ChatGPT, so it will learn off you and it gets better over time. At the start, you'll find it doesn't recognize your voice all the time, but as you get more used to it, it does get better. When I was driving our demo for a few days, it took at least a couple of days for it to start really getting into what I was saying. But you'll also learn sort of what the actual keywords are, so it has voice function examples and stuff like that, because there's always ways that it understands it better. So for the sunshade, for example, if I say sunshade, it knows it spot on, but if I say close the sun blind, it might not get it, basically. But any issues with that, let me know. This I would leave on automatic light dark mode switch. So as soon as you go out there, it will go light. It's just because it's a bit darker in here. But again, if you prefer it dark all the time, you leave it on dark. It's not an issue. And then this is how you can change this bottom bar. So you can choose what you want in here. So for you, probably what I'd turn off is I'd get rid of that and I'd add your radio, because that's what you're going to be using more. And then if you press completed, your radio is always down there then, and you can easily go to it. You don't have to have that on there, but it's quite a good one to have. And then you've got miles, kilometers, which is fine. And then system, let's first of all get you in the right time zone, in the right country. Automatic download on, so that means it should just do your automatic updates as and when. Towing mode, you don't need it on for now. If you need to change your password, you can just press modify and change it, and then that's all fine. You probably won't even touch this page. There's stuff like changing your wipers and whatnot, which you probably won't do in reality, but they're all there. And then the other thing, and probably what I'd recommend doing, I'd go out and buy a memory USB stick. I think it has to be 32 gigs or more, and I'd plug it in just underneath here, because what it means is when you click on this one up here, you've got full dash cam. So you've got front, sides and rear dash cam. And if you plug it in, you'll have basically a rolling 3-hour loop at all times. And then if something was to happen, obviously touch wood it doesn't, but if it does, you've then got full proof that you weren't in the wrong. So it might be useful to have. And then obviously so it's just underneath here, there's a USB underneath this whole unit. You can just plug it in there, just leave it in there, and then when you press start recording, it will then flash red there on the camera, basically.
Does that do it automatically once it's in there?
No, so you need to start the record. So press the record and then it will start.
So every time you want to go somewhere on a long journey?
No, every time you start the car from then, that will carry on. It's just the first time you need to start recording, but then every time you get in the car, it will automatically start recording.
Okay.
But you'll know straight away because that little dot will start flashing red.
Right.
But it's probably just worth doing just in case. You know how drivers are.
Yeah,
so it's one of those. Also on here, you've got your guard mode, which is quite good. So The only time you'll really use that, if you're leaving your car in some, let's say, dodgy place for whatever reason, you can turn that on. It will activate all the cameras and it will alert you via the app if anything goes wrong, i.e. someone's trying to break into your car, someone scratches your car. If it notices any movement, it will let you know. And then you have also got camp and nap mode. So camp mode will bring up like a fireplace or a waterfall here. It's, again, you probably won't use it too much. And then nap mode will fully recline this seat, so that becomes a full bed, and then you can lie on the back seat across here. That is actually quite useful if you do ever need it. If you're
Especially
waiting
if you're
somewhere for
charging
ages.
as well. Yeah.
If you're charging, for some reason what's coming to my head is if you're waiting for the Eurostar, bizarre, but if you are, it'd be quite good to have. And you can use it if you want to, basically. You have also got your window lock on there, which would stop him opening the rear windows if you wanted to. The charger, when you unlock the car, will just unlock. It won't come out, obviously, but it won't lock itself in. You can then just plug it out. If you're, let's say whilst it's on charge, if you're doing a fast charge, for example, and you're getting in and out the car, you're opening doors and this, that and the other, it will likely just lock itself fully to make sure it continues charging. If you then need to take it out, you just press the unlock button there and it will come out straight away. And then you've got your rear fog light there and your heated steering wheel there as well. And I think that's pretty much it. In fact, we need to connect to your phone. Do you want to just get up the Bluetooth settings on your phone for me? Because we may as well connect that now. And it should come up. So yeah, if you go into that fully, press and hold on it. I don't know if I know, it might pop up there at the bottom.
There it is, I think Chris is 5-5251.
Oh yeah, there you go. So this should hopefully just pop up on there. So pairing, press pair for me. And that should just pop up. You might have a couple more like allows and connects and stuff, I'm not sure. Bluetooth find your device. Oh yeah, there you go. Press allow on there. Just take a minute. There you go. So all your stuff's on there now. So obviously you can use the voice controls, I said, to call people, go through your phone, whatever you want. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then just the last one, if you press that end button in, that will wash this windscreen for you. All right. And then is there anything else I'm missing? You got your hazards up here. Important one to know because it's in a bit of a weird position in reality. You don't use it, they're usually around here somewhere, obviously. That one there is for your sunblind to open and close it. If you just press it shortly once, it will fully close rather than holding it down. And then your SOS button there if you do need the emergency services or anything like that. Just press and hold that for 5 seconds. The car will speak to you and say press again to confirm, to make sure a kid hasn't done it, basically. Press it again and they'll come straight through on the phone, regardless of whether you got service or not.
Right.
Have you got any questions for me? In fact, another thing I will do, I'm just going to change the name. So basically what I'm doing, so if you moved your seat now in any way, if you then press on this little person icon and press your name again, it'll take you back to your saved memory seat. You can then add and have different members. It will also change the wing mirrors as well to wherever they were set during your profile. But you can have people on there if you want. And then the last thing that I didn't show you is just your gear selector. It's nice and easy. Foot on the brake, and then you just pull that down into drive, pull it up into reverse, and then you press the actual end in to go into park, and then your handbrake comes on. And then there's no off button. You just get out and lock it.
Oh, sorry, I meant to say that about drive.
That's driving. You see it pops up there, goes into D.
What was reverse?
So push it up for reverse. Like I push the whole stalk up. Yeah, there you go. That goes into reverse. And then you press the end in to go into park.
Right.
I feel all right?
Yeah.
Cool. Have you got any more questions for me?
Not at the moment, because that's a lot of information.
I thought it might be. This is why I say,
But, yeah.
any questions, however stupid, it's very different to other cars in terms of, as there's a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
Anything you need, just give me a call. I'm now off until the 2nd after today. I'm back in on the 2nd. If there's an emergency, just call the dealership because someone here will help you.
Right.
But otherwise, I'll probably give you a call on the 2nd or the day following just to make sure everything's running okay.
Yeah.
Also, if you want to come back and go through anything again, please let me know. It's really not an issue. As long as I've got a bit of notice, it's not an issue.
Okay.
You've got to keep the car for a couple of years at least, so you've got to like it and you've got to know how to use it. All right. And then same thing with you when you get yours. If you have any questions, just direct them to me. Really not an issue because you won't get support from the leasing company. You probably know that.
Yeah.
So if you do need help with anything, just let me know. All right. But other than that, enjoy the car. Thank you very much. And like I said, anything you need, let me know.
Thank you.
Yeah.